Hey, brother.
What's going on, man? Dangerous Freedom?
Ah, same old thing. Well, actually, a totally new thing. Um, Hello, Margot. Always great to see you, hon. Um, so I've got the next 2 weeks off. Man, what a blessing.
Lucky you.
Nah, not luck, dude. It's taken me a lifetime to get this job and earn this time. Hell, I've been saving up my leave time for over a year. A lot of people, they'll take all their leave time and then they'll just take days off, be like, well, I can't come in these days. And they don't get fired, but me, I'm the kind of person that's like, if I earn up time to be off, I'll save it up for the right time. And Christmas time is always a good time.
Yeah, we'll see. Margot is talking about everybody
Oh,
still on Pete.
oh,
And go ahead.
I get. It looks like Pete and Alex are doing a live stream. I didn't even realize.
I think they went on it too.
Okay,
And they're running over. Of course, we're not locked into
yeah,
an
we're not
hour.
locked in either.
So, but we scheduled 3 p.m.
For now.
and so we're here. And Margot, thank you for being here.
So,
If you're
okay,
jumping,
we can just banner. I mean, they'll come over from Alex and Pete's.
well, we have three in the chat now, so um, yeah, we've got it going. They'll be coming in shortly. We love Pete the Patriot and Disabled Vets Perspective. So
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your chat. Hey Chrysler, um, I had kind of a late night. I don't know. I had a buddy call me at 1 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, "Hey, you got to work tomorrow?" And I'm like, "No." And then it's like 3:30 in the freaking morning, and we're still on the phone. We're both freaking hammered, and he's telling me his life's problems, and I'm telling him that our government is corrupting everything in our system, and we're both on the same page.
so at 1 o'clock in the morning, you get a phone call and you talk all night.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to tell you, people. Um, when Dangerous Freedom is off on Friday, we usually talk in the morning sometime. Of course, he's 2 hours behind me, so he usually calls me around 10 or so. Well, I started calling him and texting him, and his phone went straight to voicemail. Didn't ring, didn't do nothing. I told my mother, I said, he's either hurt or he's dead. But I was wrong. He was just hungover. We got 7 in the chat.
We
John
got
Hook, how
DM
you
in the chat.
doing? The mod.
Hey,
So good to see DM and Margot and Pernell Miles and
look.
Chrysler, Squash Mod. Yeah, 12B Georgia. They're coming in shortly. But that's what we wanted to do today. We just wanted to have a little fun. Uh, Dangerous Freedom and I are uh, co-opting this thing together. And I'll be honest with you, we're just here, to talk a little gun survival, everyday news kind of show. We're not locked into any.
All right, cool. We got Alex. Okay, I guess
Yeah.
and Alex wrapped it up.
All right,
Very.
let me start. Let me go ahead. We've got 11 in here. I'm
Oh,
going
I
to go
see Buzz. There's
to
Pete.
the.
Hey, what's up,
Hey,
brother?
Pete, good to see you. Fuzz Forks, how you
Shout
doing?
out, man. Holy
All
crap.
right, I want to shout out everybody we can. 12B Georgia, Fuzz Forks.
Oh crap, my kid's here.
All right, that's all right. It's not going to hurt a thing because, first of all, I want to say hello to everybody. Glad you're here. But before we get started, I want to mention a few things that most of all of you that are here today are aware of. Shout outs to our friends on YouTube is something that I enjoy doing. We here at Dangerous Deplorables support our Patriot family. We support people like Tony Patriot, who named us the Patriot family. DM, she takes very good care of us. She takes care of our chat. She takes care of our stream. DM is irreplaceable. She's awesome. And then you have History B. She teaches us. She brings us knowledge. She brings us things from yesterday that apply to today.
Oh yeah.
History B is an awesome teacher. We have Sandra Ann McGibbon, S.A. McGibbon.
He's a looker.
She's a deep researcher. She goes deep into the facts. She brings us all of this great stuff. Hey, Mike Brown. Hey, Rex Havoc.
Hey,
US
Rex.
Navy. Good to see you.
Oh, I bleed
Then-
American.
Yes, I bleed American. And then we have
Chris.
Knights Armory. Chris Link. Yes. Knights Armory, he supplies us with all of our defense needs.
I got a few.
He's got everything that you'll ever need. Disabled Vets Perspective. Alex and Melinda keep our vets informed of everything that's going on. And they need your support. They should be supported. All veterans need to be informed. Thanks to Disabled Vets Perspective and Belinda, we have that. Plus, I think Alec does a little bit of a funny show through the week. I'm not sure of the time.
Not funny. Him and Pete. A lot of people call them like conspiracy theorists, but they're just
okay.
They're conspiracy realists. I mean, they've been proven. You know, they always it's conspiracy. It's like bullshit. It was proven 50 freaking years ago.
Gotcha.
But
and we have Guns and Gadgets, a good friend of yours. So Guns and Gadgets, you know, he has all the Second Amendment news in Florida, Jim. He's going to make you laugh or he's going to make you chuckle, but he's got good content as well. But we have to say a special shout out to everybody that's here in the chat.
Absolutely.
Today is a success. Anytime we have more than 10, it's a success. And we're just getting started with this dangerous, deplorable stuff. So, Dangerous Freedom, if you'd like to start, you're more than welcome.
Okay. Well, so I posted a video last night and promoting the show. And I asked people give me some of their input on topics they would like us to cover, whatever it may be. And one of the first ones I got was
thank you, DM.
Yeah, DM is great. I'm telling you, we need to talk to her, communicate through her. She could help us get this whole dangerous deplorables up there. But he was talking about getting the people to start voting and pushing them to vote. Get out there and vote. And it kind of reminds me of a song that I heard. It's like, there's a revolution coming, and I pray it's with ballots. Because if the ballots don't work, there's going to be bullets raining in the streets. And I mean, it makes total sense because if our voice isn't heard, and this, I mean, not to go on the impeachment thing, but they're trying to undo what we, the people, did
in 2016,
and it's not working. And then they're trying this crap in Virginia. I mean, I'm just touching on a few topics that I'm really keeping a close eye on.
Well, hit on that Virginia thing for a minute. You know that like 95% of the state is standing with the sheriffs that say they will not abide by these new gun laws that are going to be instituted by the governor.
It's like a testing ground to see if the government has enough power to control the people, because that's all it is control. You know, when they go into office, not all of them, some of them are there actually for as statesmen, to be representatives. Like I believe that with my congressman, Andy Biggs. I believe he is there. Guy. He's the chairman of the Freedom Caucus. You know, he's out there. He's outspoken against this corruption. And he's up there with Jim Jordan. In fact, I saw an interview just this morning. Him and Jim Jordan were talking back and forth. And it's like, you know, I'm proud that guy represents me. You know, I don't feel any of this tyranny where I'm at. I mean, I just don't. I mean, taxation alone is a form of tyranny, but we're less taxed than California. We're the only one. If you notice, California communism has not really spread into Arizona unless you go to like Tucson. Hey, what's up, Florida, Jim? Oh, we got Jack Bird.
Jack Bird, yeah. Squash Mod Live, yeah.
All right, but Tucson is kind of becoming a liberal hellhole. Although I was talking to my friend, and he's down in God, what county? He's down south, close by Tucson, and he's all like, "Yeah, it's not quite as bad as you thought." Although they did try and pass a bill to make it Tucson a sanctuary, illegal,
Alien.
yeah, sanctuary city. That did not pass. In fact, he was like, no, it's still like 85% Republican or conservative. We're not necessarily left or right. We're just we want what we want, and we want our fucking freedom. Oh, sorry, Donna.
UODM. DM, make sure he pays to that cuss jar. He knows we don't allow that on here. But I knew it was going to happen. I was just waiting for when it did.
Yeah, that whole time before the show, we're talking, and I'm not even cussing then, really.
No, you did pretty good, but that's okay. You're just passionate.
Yes.
So, and we all should be passionate. We all have to be aware. You were talking, you were right. You said the word vote.
Mm-hmm.
And people, I'm going to tell you, if we don't get out there and vote, we don't have a voice.
If we can't,
if you don't vote, you don't have the right to complain. You don't have the right to even make a comment about anything that happens after that election because you did not participate.
Yeah.
You need just to keep your mouth shut, stay at home like you did on voting day, and do nothing. But we need to get out there. We've got to make sure, even though everybody thinks, oh, he's a shoo-in, he's going to get reelected, no problem. That's what makes people stay at home. When you think he's going to win no matter what, well, I can hang out with my girlfriend or my boyfriend, or I can go eat dinner with these people and not go vote. Well, no.
Hey,
you've got to be there. Hey, Ashley, how you doing,
yes,
sweetheart?
Yes.
But you've got to get out and vote. I don't care what your priorities might be. Voting on voting day should be your number one priority if you're an American patriot. You've got to get out there. We've got to vote these Republicans into office, because if we stay home or we go out to eat or we spend some time with friends rather than to go vote,
well,
we are opening the door for tyranny.
We get the government we vote for, and
that's what I'm saying.
I don't understand these clumps of cells, which I call them cancer. But like, you got one in LA, you got one in New York City, and all scattered throughout, just clumps of cancer. And for some reason, there are so many sheep in that. It's like, and they are like sheep. They're idiots. They'll believe anything.
I call them sheeple people.
Yeah, I call them sheeple too all the time.
Yeah,
they're not free thinking people. They don't have a thought on their own. That they'll watch the mainstream media and be, oh, yeah, that must be the truth. They're saying it over here. And, it's like, if they'd ever just open their eyes and maybe look around and actually, double check facts, or these things that people are saying. And it's like, half the time, well, if you're watching MSN, it's crap. And then when you do see a little bit of truth in there, you investigate a little bit further, and it's like, holy crap, this is big time stuff, but they cover it over. They'll give you a little piece. They'll give you like a 20-second segment of what, like, okay, this whole impeachment thing. Did you know that while they were running this impeachment, the House and the Senate passed 2 bills? My buddy Brian over at High Impact Flicks posted this video, I think it was yesterday. They passed 2 bills for more spending in the District of Columbia in the tune of almost $100 billion. $100 billion. And this is for vehicle expense, just expense report. That goes for probably hotel use. That goes for buying cars to have people drive them around. They might be buying limos with that $100 billion. But anyways, it passed the House and the Senate, so even the Republicans voted on it. So I really got to talk to my congressman on that one, because I've got a few questions for him.
Yeah, I would too, but I got to jump over here to the chat for a minute.
Okay.
We got a guy here now, Fuzz Forks
Oh yeah, Fuzz.
8.
Yeah, Fuzz T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I want to tell you, if I can find his comment, it got by so fast. We got people
All right.
in here, and I missed it. But I'll find it here in a second.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, come on.
Fuzz T.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Fuzz Forks made a comment a few minutes ago that I totally agree with. And as for me, Fuzz Forks, this is the first time I've seen you in here, so thank you for being here.
Oh,
Texas Rider is in here. Lisa Leto, another great one, and I Bleed American. They're in here. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah.
Ashley always, and 12B Georgia, and DM, the best mod going.
Y'all like my hat?
John Hook. Yeah, we love your hat. We always love your hat.
Hello, Lenny.
But the whole thing about it is, there's so much to talk about when it comes to the Second Amendment today.
Oh,
I mean, there's news everywhere.
And Jared,
I do have a little story out of New York I'd like to share. But before I do, we were talking before the live stream, and I just ordered some new ammo. So you have to understand now, if you are a gun guy or if you're just a person wanting to buy some ammo, I'm not getting paid for this advertisement, but cheaper than dirt is where you need to go.
I just bought another 200 rounds.
Yeah. I wanted to show y'all what my shotgun round looks like that I just got today. I just got 50 more rounds of this, but take a look. Now, isn't that pretty? It's the first time I've ever seen a clear shotgun shell.
It's a lot prettier than mine.
But you see, I've got, this is called 9-shot buckshot. So
this one
just thought I'd show that, let you know what ammo I shoot out of my shotgun. So don't come to my house because I got 9 pellets looking at you. So
don't come unannounced and don't try and sneak up.
And I got my new concealed carry magazine cases. I got
nice
2 of them.
Yep. Very cool.
Very cool. So we're going to get into some Second Amendment stuff. And
I know that thing is scary looking, huh, DM?
But he's right about the vote thing, and we've got to be sincere, in our efforts to get him reelected.
This whole thing in Virginia, they were just voted out because somebody dumped millions of dollars. This Bloomberg asshole dumped billions or millions of dollars in there, and somehow they won out Richmond and a few other counties, I guess. And now you're, like you said, 95% of the state is rising up saying, no, bullshit, you're not representing us. I mean, I don't understand. I don't know how this happened. Maybe it is a great test plan. They're going to see how well the government can do against one state trying to secede. DM, yeah, cha-ching.
Yeah, you said another one.
Whatever. Anyway, so it might be like the great test ground for them to find out how strong is the patriot movement. And I think the government is going to be heavily outmatched. I mean, they might have these tanks and all that crap, but against oh my god, while they're retreating, we're going to be shooting them. I'm just saying.
The last I read about this topic was that the governor of Virginia is willing to call out the National Guard, but he doesn't expect the National Guard to actually do what he wants them to do. And so he's already looking into calling in the federal government.
Hey, Mr.
So of course that's what they do. I mean, you let a state, any state, Virginia was the very first state to succeed during the Civil War. Virginia was the first one to say, no, I've had enough. I'm not going to be a part of this. And they succeeded from the Union. There's nothing to say in history that they won't do it again. History is bound to repeat itself. So maybe it's the time Maybe we all need to look at Virginia. Maybe we all need to look at those patriots up there that are standing firm, all those sheriffs and all that law enforcement that say, no, we're not going to enforce these crazy gun laws. We're not going to do it.
They're unconstitutional laws. And most of these people swore their oath to the Constitution.
So did the governor, the lieutenant governor, and the secretary of state, who all happen to be evil demon rats.
Dude, they probably had the Quran, or it was just a blank Bible.
I'll tell you what, these people don't know what the Bible even means. These are more of the satanic, leftist, progressive left. That's all they are. They're just another arm of it. It goes all the way up to the top, all the way to the bottom. And this is just one of the steps in between.
Well, there are a few people. There are 3% that are getting prepared for that fight.
Well, evidently 90% or 95% of Virginians are also getting prepared for that fight.
Dude, they're training militias now. And I mean, granted, they should have been. Militias should always train, but a lot of people I'm talking to are like, they're not going to have a full-blown militia, like where, everybody's in communications, because once communications are cut, we're all going to be scattered to what we have. Now, me, I've got able-bodied sons and family, and we're pretty heavily armed. We're pretty heavily supplied. The thing is, they're saying it'll be like 2 and 3 man groups going out there and popping off these. Just
like it was in the Revolutionary War, snipers. But I want to say something that Pernell Miles said. And Pernell, I want to thank you for being here. He says Democrats do not read the Bible. They do not read the Constitution. All they believe in is a globalist, communist, socialist agenda. Well, Pernell Miles, brother, I will remember you in the future. You are a brother. And Rex Havoc, U.S. Navy, says Virginians are all hot and loaded. So there it is. And then we've got Red Dawn from Splush's Mod Squad Live. And that's what's going to happen. People, I am so glad that you in the chat are involved in this conversation, because it involves all of us. It's not just me and my brother, Dangerous Freedom.
No, this is all of us, man. We're
of you, your friends, your family, and anyone who happens to ever look at this video will know that we are a patriot family, and we're going to stand together. We have to stand together, stand strong. I know you've heard united we stand, divided we fall 1,000 million times.
But now it's got more meaning to it nowadays.
United we stand with our president.
And that brings me to another topic.
Texas Rider, how you doing?
Lone Star Preps. Hello, brother. All right, that brings me to the next topic.
Sure.
Somebody mentioned about the gun folk. We need to start standing together. And I know what he means by this. It's like, the shotgun shooters don't like the target shooters, or, they don't agree with each other. And we need to do away with the whole disagreeing thing. Do we love our guns or don't we? I don't care if, you think they're for hunting, although in our Constitution it says our guns explicitly are not for hunting. They are for, defending ourselves from tyranny. And if we can all get on that page, then I think we will be united. And we're getting there. We are getting there.
You know how we get united?
Look at Virginia. Virginia's, dude, I mean, I think Virginia might be the spark and that's going to like this match. I don't know if it's going to go into R2, but I think it's waking up a lot of people as to, hey, we need to start defending our rights, because they're like, why do you need an AR-15? It's not a need. It's my right.
All right. I'm going to tell this guy, Pernell Miles, man, contact me. My phone number will be somewhere. Call me, man. I'd love to talk to you, because here's what he says. And I'm going to tell you, Pernell Miles evidently is a brother in arms with us, because it clearly says in the Constitution, the right to bear arms shall not be infringed upon our dead bodies. you will take our God-given rights. Democrats, you want to take over, but we will not allow it. Thank you, Pernell Miles. Thank you for that, because that is exactly my thought. And I know that you feel the same way, Ron.
Oh, yeah. That's my
but I got to tell you a funny one. New York children are encouraged to swap their toy guns for educational gifts in a community buyback. Can you believe that?
Yeah, what's the educational gift?
Oh, I'm not sure. It doesn't say.
Pink
But this
unicorn?
is the 4th year in a row for Long Island, New York police to
Maybe they
encourage children to turn in their toy guns of any kind for a substitute educational toy, which was not described, in an effort to curb gun violence. Okay. So yesterday, 80 to 100 kids handed over their toy guns, including Nerf guns and water pistols. Can you believe that? They gave them to the police in return for a toy of something colorful and fluffy, something they could coddle to and hug. But by the way, if a child shows up at this turn-in without a toy gun to turn in, they give him a toy gun, and then he gives it back.
Well, nobody can be excluded, Bobby.
And then they all get toys. But I just thought that was a little bit funny. We talked about the Nerf guns the other day, how they're being outlawed in New York, and now they're wanting kids to turn in their toy guns for fluffy, softer something they can coddle. They're wanting to turn our youth into a bunch of pansies, and they've been doing it for years. And now they're going to take away their squirt guns and give them a GoFundMe Elmo or something. I don't know. But anyway, what else you got, Ron?
Okay. Well, I was going to type it in the chat, but Linda Horror just, she lost my email, and I was going to tell her it's Dangerous Freedom at 73 at gmail.com.
Let's see. I don't know if I can do it. If you want to keep talking, I'll try to put this on a banner so you can put it up there.
Okay.
And it's dangerousfreedom73 at gmail.com.
Hey, we got Tony in the chat. What's up, brother?
Hey, Tony. What's up, brother?
And
did I say that right? Dangerousfreedom73 at gmail. Ron.
Ashley's got it. Okay.
Ashley got it. Cool.
Okay. So, this whole, God, I hate to go back to this, but it's like one of the hugest things. It's only happened 3 times in our U.S. history. But it looks like one of the Supreme Court justices is going to be presiding over this Senate hearing.
Yep.
John Roberts. He's
Justice Roberts. Yeah.
Chief. I don't know. I wouldn't call him an activist. I mean, because I've watched some of his previous how he tries on certain topics. He seems more of kind of a constitutionalist, but he could be an activist too.
Well, he was definitely an activist when he cast the deciding vote in Louisiana on an abortion issue. So John Roberts is not one to be trusted. He claims to be a conservative to a point, but he's more of a middle of the road libertarian type that can go either way anytime. He cannot be trusted.
Oh man, how much can we trust anybody? I mean, I trust you and these people in the chat. I trust them. If you came on my door, it's like the majority of you. I mean, right. I would open my door for you. Just, hey, it's DM or Donna, Ashley, Tony,
John Hook, anybody. Black Spring Autumn. Glad you're here. Rhino, you're right. Republican in name only, and we've got so many of them.
Oh, geez.
See, that's where the problem comes in.
Yeah.
We can't depend on our government anymore to govern.
Oh no.
I mean, it's out the door. I'm not going to dwell on this, but the impeachment crap has proved how broken our government is.
Tyranny. And yes, DM, that's another one for your cuss jar. But they are.
I love you, DM. Keep track.
But this makes this topic really makes me heated. I mean,
well, it should.
You know, I'm getting into reloading my own ammo because if they go to the next step, they're already trying to take away our guns. The next thing, oh well, we can't take away the guns, so we'll make restrictions on ammo. So I'm just going to start making my own ammo.
Yeah, until they decide, well, we'll sell him all the parts he needs for his ammo except the gunpowder.
I'll make it.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying.
If they ever get control of the White House, this is what we're talking about. Even black powder guns will not have the powder to shoot those guns, even though they're novelty weapons. I mean, you know, if we ever allow a Democrat to get back in the White House, as long as I'm alive, I don't want to see it because it's going to go. Imagine Hillary Clinton were in the White House right now. My Lord, we would be a nation at war, not without, but within.
Mm-hmm.
We have war worldwide.
And man,
the downfall of America is all that they want. Power, control.
It could happen so many ways. I mean, I still think we're going to see a financial collapse, either some kind of hyperinflation, something similar to Venezuela is a possibility. And everybody's going to lose faith in the American dollar. I mean, we're seeing it across the globe. You know, people are like trading in like Russia and China are trading with their own money. You know, they don't want anything to do with American dollars. And, you know, this goes back to when we got off the gold standard. Yeah, that screwed us. That really did. And there's still a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, invest in gold and silver and it'll protect you. And it's like, well, you know what? After it hits the fan, it'll come in handy. But during when it's hitting the fan, lead and brass and gunpowder and food is going to be the key. You know, and too many people nowadays don't have the skills to do that. I mean, I don't know how to grow crops. I don't know how to raise animals. It's not to say that I'm not willing to try. It's just where I'm at, I cannot have livestock. I could probably put a garden out there, but I've got, you know, cats and dogs that probably destroy it.
But no domesticated farm animals. Well, you know, Linda Horner, bless her heart, I love Linda. She said in many other countries, the government is afraid of the people. Why isn't our country? And you know, that's true. Our government is not afraid of us, but they should be.
Right on, Jeff.
I'm a grower. Amen, Jeff. But anyway, Squad Mod says, even if you don't have a gun, buy common calibers of ammo. No, you need to get a gun.
Yeah, get the gun because once it hits the fan, you'll be able to find the ammo. And once people start dying, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not looking forward to it. None of us are, but we have to face reality. I mean, if you look at any kind of empire, and America has basically grown into an empire, and we're seeing it on the decline. You know, a lot of us are waking up on the decline of our empire, and it's like we all want to save it. I want to save the foundation, the principles that my forefathers fought and died for. You know, my 3% blood, the calling in me is to protect my freedom and freedom for all, which was my original name. And then I changed. I was freedom fighter for a while. In fact, and Fred sees this. If you see me on Discord, I'll be freedom fighter. And that's when I was like, well, yeah, I guess if you look at it, so are the Israelis or the ISIS guys. You know, they're freedom fighters. They're fighting for their cause. Oh, sorry, got distracted there. So, you know, they're fighting for the same kind of cause, but their cause is to bring other people harm. And that's where I really run into an issue. the same way I do legally. It's like if there's no victim, how is there a crime committed? Like, I mean, even something as simple as getting pulled over speeding. You know, the first time should just be a warning. Be like, hey, you can't be going that fast because we got, you know, a school crossing here or whatever. You know, you slow down for schools because you never know when the kid's going to be running out. How horrible would you feel if you accidentally ran over and killed a kid? And but there are some people that just don't have any emotion anymore. And those are the kind of people that, you know, when they get locked up for you know, murdering a family of 6 or whatever,
Yeah.
maybe they shouldn't be let out ever. Maybe they should go right to execution. I mean, depending, I think it should be on the family. I still feel that way, Bobby. If you know, if somebody comes in and kills part of your family, like say somebody slaughtered my mom and stepdad and gets caught, I think I should have the say uh, in his final conviction. And I would say, let me pull the rope, or let me noose the rope.
Well, the problem with that is they're not going to allow that to happen
Why not?
because, like Alex
Why
says, the
not?
Fed will kill the.
We did that back in the 1800s, did we
Yeah,
not?
but the Fed's
Well,
going to kill the economy to
we
keep
got
power.
together as a town. Back in the 1800s, we got together as a township, and probably even the early 1900s, we got together as a township, and we decided, and the family got to have a vote in that, and they were a strong vote, and people got hung back then. And I think we should start doing it with our government officials too.
Well, President Trump, when he first took office, I've said this 100 times, in February after he took office, he signed an executive order that anyone found guilty of corruption or human trafficking of any kind will face the death penalty. I have seen no one yet be arrested. I have seen no one face a death penalty case at all. And so what do we have? And I hate to say this, Mr. President, because I'll vote for you again in November, but this seems like an empty promise. You know, that's why they shout, lock her up at his rallies.
Oh, yeah. And we still do.
You know? But
We
why?
still do.
Yeah, we still do but yet we get no answers. That's a dilemma that President Trump faces, is that he has fulfilled so many promises. But when it comes down to the core tactics of it, people want her arrested. He promised that he would end corruption.
Yeah.
She's still walking the streets.
There's two
So it's Comey, McCabe, Strzok, Page, Brennan, Clapper, Obama. All of them are still walking the streets.
It's two-tiered
making money.
Dude, and you can't even call it justice when it gets on that level. And now we've got this FISA court, a secret court. So now, dude, it's on so many levels. This tier, it's like we, the people here in the middle, we're the ones always getting shit on.
Maybe it's just taken Trump this long, and maybe even longer, just to clear enough of the swamp away to where he can do something with these people. Because we have, like you said, the swamp is everywhere. It's all over DC, in every single unit, in every single office.
My local DES. I mean, granted, I haven't been in there in freaking years, but when I was still going through the divorce and the child custody thing, I'd have to go in there. And one time I went in when I was laid off, and I went up to the lady, and I was like, yeah, I want to try and get some assistance from the government. You know, I've only been paying since I started working when I was 15.
Yeah.
And here I am, 40 years old, and they're like, oh, you made too much money this year.
Right.
I'm like, it's July. It's July, and I've already made too much money.
Sure.
To apply for it. But then I look behind me, and it's a sea of Mexicans. I see quite a few black people in there, and then there's a couple of Wiggers.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ron, and that happened, I don't know what year, but I know way back when, Lord, my kids were little. It had to be before 1990. I cut my finger off, and they reattached it. And I was out of work for several months. And I went down just like you did because I had two little girls at home,
Uh-huh.
little girls, 3 and 4 years old. I had to feed them. And they told me that I could get $38 a month. But yet a friend of mine who had 3 kids was getting almost $700 a month up the street. And so I asked them, I said, why do I only get $38 a month to feed my kids? And they said, because you made too much the 2 years prior. See, so you can't make money for 2 years and then lose everything due to an injury or an illness or whatever and qualify. So, I mean, that's how screwed up it is. But yet, like you said, you've got these other people, mainly of color, behind you, and every single one of them is going to get the max benefit.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
No doubt about it.
Because they never put anything in. And that's where this country is going wrong. If you put
Remember,
you shouldn't even be allowed to vote if you don't put in. If you're not out there working, supporting a family, you're doing something to better your community. My job right now, I save lives. Like literally. I am shipping out devices that help save lives. Granted, nobody likes the blast of an airbag, but it saves lives. It does.
And to clarify that, you send airbag igniters, right?
Yes, the explosive part.
Yeah.
I ship explosives. That's why I'm getting into reloading. I already work with powder every day. I've got pretty good luck on it.
Oh, that's cool. But
that's why when you were talking about, they'll make gunpowder hard, and it's like, I'll make my own. And trust me.
Yeah, I get you a little sulfur, and
I know the people to talk to do that. So, I've got plans, dude. I'm telling you, I don't have one of my best friends, a good friend of mine, always says have food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, shelter, and a means to protect yourself and have a plan. Well, I've got not only a plan, I've got plans on top of that plan, because that plan might not work and you might have to go from plan A to plan S in a heartbeat. It's like the Marines motto, you improvise, adapt, and overcome. And
that's right.
And that's how I've lived my life since.
Army motto is improvise.
Well, since I started framing, hey, this ain't working, so let me try this, and you find something that works.
Can I jump on another topic right quick?
Okay.
I want to jump back to Virginia wanting to secede from the Union.
Okay.
South Carolina Republicans pushed a bill that allows secession if the U.S. violates the Second Amendment and seizes legal guns. Make a notation that South Carolina was the first. I was wrong a while ago. South Carolina was the first to secede from the Union at the start of the Civil War. I said it was Virginia, but it was South Carolina. So now we have 2 states threatening to secede from the Union. Well, now we got 2. It was 1. First it was 0. And now we got 1. Now we got 2. When are we going to have 3? Who's number 3 going to be?
California.
I don't know. I doubt that.
Yeah, dude, they've talked about it before. They've talked about breaking up into 3 different.
Well, yeah, they want to. I wish they would. They then build a wall straight north and block in Washington and Oregon. There he goes again, people. He's left us. Well, while he's gone, I want to tell you another little short deal. The Massachusetts District Court Judge William Young ruled that the AR rifle and large capacity magazines are not covered by the Second Amendment. So now they're saying that the AR-15 specifically, and similar assault weapons, and high capacity ammo, which is anything over 10 rounds, that they're not covered under the Second Amendment. These items are beyond the scope of the Second Amendment, says this District Court Judge William Young. But I'm going to tell you, I don't know anywhere, thank you, brother, I don't know anywhere in the Second Amendment it says you can't own an AR.
Yeah.
Or high capacity magazines.
That's
In there now, a 30 or a 40 round magazine.
Yeah, I'd like to see them
What,
try.
what rounds do you have? 30 or 40 in that magazine?
40.
40.
And it's still light enough. I can handle this thing. I could blind you.
Yeah, he's got a good flashlight on it. He likes it. He likes his AR. He built that thing.
Yep, pretty
And
much.
that's the way we need to do it. We need to build our own. Matter of fact, I'm going to be going to sea in Dangerous Freedom in the spring or the summer. And we've worked up a deal. He's going to build me a 7.62 AR. So
that's Liberty, by the way.
Oh, that's Liberty?
That's Liberty. I name all my guns. This is Abby. This is Lucy. And then Freedom is in my son's room. That's his rifle.
He says, you know, we it's a lot of fun doing this. You know, I don't know how we get away with some of the stuff that we do, but so far we have.
I lasered everybody in this whole chat. Yeah, just stupid stuff. Man, I don't understand these gun craving nuts. They don't know the first thing about guns, and they're trying to tell us what's best for us as people that have owned them and shot them. Like, I mean, the first time I shot a gun, I was 15. My son started when he was 5. I mean, and even my 13-year-old, or I'm sorry, my 15-year-old, man, damn.
Yeah.
But he's like, he's not a big gun nut like I am, or even my older son. Yeah, he's getting more into it now. He's starting to buy his own stuff, but he's like, I'm still gonna own a gun. I'm always gonna own a gun, Dad. And I'm like, all right, good. Make sure you train with that gun, because it's one thing to have a gun, but if you don't know how to use a tool, it's worthless. Whereas me, I get out I try at least twice a month, and if I could, I'd go every day. Man, I want property. I want an expanse of land to where I could walk off my front or back porch and just have a few targets set up in the yard, and just every morning walk out, bing, 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 and then spend 10 rounds or something like that.
I got to interject here.
Okay.
Squash's Mod Squad Live said they will take down your channel if you have guns on YouTube. Came out last week. I haven't seen that, but that's probably true. So, well, as a matter of fact, it's not for that reason. It's not for that reason. But as of tonight on my 8 o'clock live stream, these guns will not be here. Instead, I have a flag that my brother Liberty Smith from Oklahoma sent me that I'm going to hang behind me. And I'm going to keep that flag there until the election, until President Trump wins again.
Well, I'm not going to take down mine.
Well, I thought it was very kind of Liberty Smith to send me that flag. And I told him that I would honor him by hanging it. So I'm going to hang it. And I don't want to put holes in it, so I'm going to hang it, and I'm going to let it hang there. I'm not saying that my guns are going to disappear, by no means.
Yeah, DM. Yep.
What?
I DM too. She's saying there are a lot of people that still show their guns.
Yeah, I'm not going to stop showing my guns. Don't get me wrong. I'm just going to have to figure a way to hang it so I don't put holes through the flag.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? After we're done, you can show me the layout, and I'll give you my opinion.
All right, we'll check it out. Yeah, I'm still going to have my guns. I mean, I love my carbine.
Yeah,
it's a sweet little gun. And then I love my sawed-off shotgun.
And your K-bar, and
I love my K-bar.
And your little man, that thing you found on the side of the road is pretty cool, man. Although
that little knife right there,
is coming directly from Jim at Knight's Armory, man. He custom made this knife for me.
I know it. I can't wait till you get it.
Dangerous, yeah. Oh yeah, I can't.
But I also have my sidearm.
Oh yes. Oh, the laser, yes.
Laser gun. I'd rather shoot myself than anybody else. So there, boom.
Whatever.
But yeah, the laser. I mean, I could shoot it right at the camera, but it'll blind you.
Yeah, I like my lighting on that. Man, that
So anyway, yeah, but got a nice little holster here, holds it in place.
and some
Won't
new
fall out.
yep, some new carriers for your extra mags. Awesome.
Yep, I did. I got new carriers for my mags. So,
It,
yep.
like Christmas came early.
Yeah, I know. And
Yeah, you
this
know,
stuff's been coming pretty regular, in the mail. Mom says, the
I
other
should
day, she says, when are you going to stop getting packages? I says, when I get all my Christmas presents.
um I should probably be a little bit careful about this, but my sister and I are going to a range this weekend, and she's gonna rent some guns because she's looking into getting one.
Right,
But
right. You're telling me.
yeah, and I don't know how do I maybe I shouldn't discuss it very much. Anyways, she's gonna go looking for a gun, and so me and the family, like literally my kids even are pitching in on this. We're gonna buy her a gun for Christmas.
That's cool. And, and like you say, just take her to the range.
Yep.
Talk to the people there and say, hey, we're wanting to buy her a gun, but she don't know what she wants. Can
Well,
we shoot a couple?
oh, she's putting in the majority vote on this one.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, she's
Cool.
putting yeah.
But
She's
still, what I'm saying is, I don't know if do they have guns there to use or to rent?
yeah. In
Oh,
fact,
okay. That's cool.
from what we were discussing last night, it's Caswell's. I don't know if you guys have a Caswell's close by. It's an indoor shooting range. They have both pistol and rifle ranges, and so we're gonna go with the rifle. So she's
Yeah.
never shot an AR-15 before, so she's gonna get to try out one of them, and she's also gonna get to shoot both of my 40s, and she's gonna rent a few 9mm, and plus, like you were saying earlier, I think I'm going to push her to rent a couple of 380s as well.
Yeah, 380s are great girls' gun.
Yeah, it's a good compact
and
gun.
I didn't mean that sexist. It's a great man's gun too.
Well,
It's easy to hide, it's easy to keep, and it has the knockdown power
with
of a 38. So
I was going to say with the ammunition technology we have today, it's like it's ginormous. It's like a 380 would almost.
and then you have to remember too, if a lady ever happens to need to use a weapon, it's probably going to be at very close range.
Well, like any of us.
Exactly. Well, I don't know. You can reach out there a few yards if you have to, but it's still going to be because we're being attacked, not because we're attacking anybody. Until the hammer falls, and then there's no.
Yeah, you're talking about like Ruby Ridge.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I would have to agree with those guys. They were done wrong on Ruby Ridge as well as a lot of other places.
Oh my God.
We can't let the government
the son, the dog,
control us,
and the mom. Fuck.
Yeah. Shot them dead. The dog, the mom, and the baby. But still, who of us in the Patriot family are willing to stand up for our true rights? Who's willing to die for them? Very few, I would think. Unless it all hit the fan, and then I think it'd be just like it was after 9/11. Everybody wants to join the military. Well, everybody's going to want to join a militia. Because the militia are going to be the ones who survive it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because the demon rats don't care who they kill. They don't mind murdering babies. Why would they mind murdering you?
They wouldn't.
If you're in the way. Or if you do not comply, or if you are not an asset. That's the way it is with the Democrat Party. They could care less.
Yeah,
about you or me.
Fight and defend put a good point in there. The government had to pay them almost $3 million. Right? That's what you were talking about. The when they sued and won against the government again, because also the Bundy Ranch, they won, and it was only by outstanding force. That's why I feel that Virginia is going to be a test ground. I hope this isn't a standoff like there was in Lexington and Concord. Because it started in Lexington. That's where they initially met, and that's where somebody fired the first shot. I've heard it was the militia. I've also heard it was the The
Are you
British,
talking about the Revolutionary War?
yes,
Okay.
that seems to be the topic
Lexington, yeah.
because that the taxation was,
Without representation.
and we're all suffering that. We've been suffering that all our lives. We're all debt slaves, and that's the saddest part. Is we want to be free people, but they are making us to where we're not because they're spending our money on frivolous crap. I was gonna go there, but I think I already owe DM enough. But anyways, so if they come for our guns, that's our last that's our last straw. It really is. It's always come back. I mean, between our right to speak freely and our right to bear arms.
We
Those
have
are
a First Amendment because of the Second Amendment.
exactly.
Without the Second Amendment, the First Amendment is gone.
Or they're all gone.
Exactly.
If we don't have a right, if we don't have the means to defend ourselves appropriately, which they're already stripped away. They've stripped it away. I mean, these they have tanks. They have fully automatic machine guns and stuff.
Sure.
But
Sure.
but the Minutemen will be able to figure out a weakness in their strategy because they don't have any brains. We'll go guerrilla.
Well, I got news for you. If anybody thinks that a well-armed militia doesn't have 50 caliber machine guns and probably mortars and maybe even 90 millimeter recoilless rifles, they're
Sorely mistaken.
yeah, they're sorely mistaken. I mean, people aren't going to make it known what they have. Just like if if I had a tank, I'm not going to tell nobody I got one.
I saw that. That's pretty cool.
So you never know. But then again, if we don't have them, we'll just kill them and take them.
Or maybe
either way,
they'll be fighting with us.
Or maybe they'll join us. Yeah, even better. Even better.
And if you want to go back to the Virginia topic, they're talking about calling in the National Guard. Well, the National Guard, they live in Virginia. They've got family. They've got friends in Virginia. Do you really think they're going to go in there and try and take guns? The majority of them? I
don't think so.
No, I would say less than 30%.
I think a mass desertion would take place in the military.
And they would take the weapons with them.
Sure.
And
of course.
If you've got an armored tank division, and they give you this order to go in there and kill civilians, they'd be like, screw that order, but I'm taking the tank anyways. I'm going to help protect these civilians because they know that there are other people out there that are going to try and follow these damn tyrannical orders.
Well, decades ago, they sent the National Guard into Kent State College, and they killed 4 unarmed, innocent people. The National Guard did. I'm going to tell you, the National Guard, you got to watch them because they're not really military. They do basic training, and then they do 2 weeks training a year. These guys are mainly people just looking for a little extra money because they only have to work 2 days a month or 2 weeks a year. So I'll tell you, we can't really trust the Guard. We really can't. But I think that the regular military will be on our side. I think the Guard's going to be confused. It's not going to know what to do because there's not enough military prowess amongst them to do anything coordinated.
Here's a wild one that I heard. A buddy of mine said this. He was like, so what if they take the National Guard from California and put them in Virginia?
That all defect.
I mean, it's like, because now, the family aspect is pretty much out the window. Having friends there, hit and miss, and it's like, what if they swap? I mean, how do you think that would look?
It wouldn't surprise me them doing that. But there again, If you're talking about Virginia, it would have to be somewhere like Oregon, Washington, or California that they'd have to work with, because most states are going to say no. Take care of your own state.
Yeah, like Arizona. Our,
yeah.
I mean, not only our militia, but even our military. I mean,
well, we definitely have something to look at in Virginia right now. I mean, there is definitely a powder keg there, and in South Carolina. I mean, anytime a state talks about seceding from the Union, something serious is going on. Well, states don't make those secession claims idly.
We can look at history.
It's not a threat. I think it's an outcome that we can look forward to if something doesn't change.
Or balkanization. I mean,
same thing. Same thing.
Grouping up, and it's like, hey, you know, either you're going to be with them or you're going to be with us. And I mean, that's a scary thought.
Well, even if South Carolina and Virginia were to secede from the Union, there would be people there against it. But those people would either pretend to go along with it, or they'd get the heck out of Dodge. I mean, truly, if Virginia and South Carolina seceded from the United States, well, you know, right off the bat, the whole borders of those states are going to be covered with military. And everybody that isn't, pro secession is going to leave the state.
Okay, now I've always had this idea. Say that this secession from the government started happening, it would once again be the South. You know, you would have states like Texas, and I'm pretty sure Arizona would join in it, and we would just the whole South, from like Arizona, from the Cali border all the way to Florida, would probably secede.
Well, look at it like this. You had Virginia talking about it last week. Well, this week, now we have South Carolina talking about it. Let's see what happens next week and the week after that. See if other states start saying the same thing. Because I'll tell you, that's where the power is going to come from. The more people who say, we're willing to give you back your nation and we'll take our state and leave. So maybe that's what we need. So we've got two now, and it's going to grow. And we don't know which states it's going to be, but I'm like you. I think from Arizona all the way across the bottom portion of the United States.
Yep. Those stars and bars would start flying again. We're the rebels. We're the ones saying no, hell no. Except the last time they're all like, oh, it was about slavery. And to be honest,
it was never about slavery.
It was never about slavery. Ever.
It was all about the Industrial Revolution.
Yep. The South wanted to make money and the North wanted part of our take.
Well, the South wanted to live on their plantations and make their money, on the cotton gins down south producing cotton.
Were they the Democrats?
Back in those days, they were the Democrats. But the Democratic Party and the Republican Party sort of flip-flopped several decades ago. And
well, they're both
corrupt.
Yeah, one is like, oh, well, there's a war on drugs. The other one is there's a war on guns, and they're both chopping at the tree of liberty.
Sure, either way you look at it.
Yep.
Either way you look at it, it doesn't matter if you're pro-Trump or you're pro-Hillary Rotten Clinton. It doesn't matter.
I think Trump is the closest thing to a statesman that's been in office since our founding fathers. I mean, Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan is a close second, but yeah, Donald Trump has done more for this nation in 3 years than any president has ever done.
And that's with a totally uphill battle.
Everything's an uphill battle for
him. Oh, have you heard this one? That I think it was Mike Huckabee has been studying through the Constitution, and since entered the Donald Trump for the first 4 years, he might be eligible for a third term because they
heard that
interrupted his first term. And I was like, when I heard that, I was like, well, let me think. If he's still functionable at 78 or however old he is, I mean, he doesn't drink and he doesn't smoke. At least he cusses. I mean, if he didn't cuss, I wouldn't trust him at all. But
yeah.
But he's outspoken and he's still getting masses of people behind him.
Sure, sure he is.
So if he can still do that in another 4 years, I would probably vote him in for a third term.
Well, we're really going to have to see what happens here, Ron, because
If there is
with this whole impeachment thing and this whole investigation by Schiff and Nadler, the Democrats have shown their hand. And people know them for the liars, the cons, the cheat, and the thieves that they are. It's plain and simple. And they've shown their hand. So even those Democrats are seeing the lies and the con and the deceit that these people are spewing out of their mouth every single day. It never changes. It's all about hate and redoing the 2016 election. Yeah. They have failed miserably, and they will continue to fail.
Yeah, because they want to control the people, and the people are waking up to the point where we're tired of their control. We're tired of being their servants. We are sick and tired of it. They have one job: to protect our sovereignty. That is their one damn job, and they have failed at it miserably.
And they failed at it miserably by concentrating on killing babies, taking our guns, giving us free stuff, and just like in LBJ said, give these N-words welfare and they'll vote for us for 200 years.
Lucia.
And that's what he said.
9 more years, yeah.
But anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, take 9 more years. I don't care. And if it's not Trump, I hope it's somebody like Doug Collins or Trey Gowdy or somebody that's got it.
I'm still going to put this out there. My buddy Alex and me, I'll be vice president. I'll go in there. I'll run dude, trust me. If I was in charge of the bureaucracies, that's some major change.
Well, you've already promised me Attorney General, so.
Okay. I thought you wanted states.
Secretary of State. That's right. Yeah, I'll take Secretary of State. I like to travel.
Anybody else in the chat want a position in our app?
You're right, Linda Horner. LBJ was a scumbag. He surely was. And 12B Georgia says, to believe the Dems is willfully ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hell yeah, 9 more years. Liberals in tears. I like that one. That's a good one.
Oh, my buddy Rebel Jack, he wants a spot.
Yeah, me, sir, Ron. Make him Attorney General. Or would you rather be head of the CIA or the FBI?
No, CIA will be gone. The FBI will put on. Oh, trust me, I wouldn't do away with the FBI.
Lisa Leto wants Secretary of Education.
I would definitely have a reform on the FBI. I think they still serve. There's still a lot of constitutionalist people in the FBI. I know that the head of it, like James Comey and those corrupt pricks, they made it, the FBI look bad to everybody. But
sure, it still looks bad.
I don't think the FBI as a whole are bad people. It's just we need to get the bad ones out. We need to start weeding our damn garden.
You dang right. And we need, like Miss Mary says, Trey Gowdy is going to be on Trump's defense in January. But the funny part was Rebel Jack. He wants to be Secretary of Treasury.
Okay.
Patty Toth White wants to be head of immigration. All right. So we've pretty much got the cabinet building here. History. Jeff Brandow says I nominate History B. So we're going to have a runoff between History B and
no. History B's got that one. Secretary of Education. Oh man, she could. I could have just imagined her. She would be.
Squash Mods Live wants to be in charge of the DNA. Okay, brother. We'll have to have a talk first before we appoint you to that position.
Yeah, I think Squash, that one would probably be gone under my watch. In fact, I'm not saying it would be gone. CIA would be gone. DEA would be gone. ATF would be. I wouldn't get rid of the ATF only because I do work with explosives, and there have been accidental deaths in the process because people didn't follow regulation. If it wasn't for that fact, I would totally do away with it, but it would become more of a convenience store, but you better have your paperwork in order.
Tony Patriot wants to be press secretary. Man, we're getting these slots filled. Tony Patriot,
Right.
head of Secret Service, said Jeff Brandow. No, Secret Service, I think we'll have to put uh Knight's Armory in there.
Oh yeah.
Let him be in charge of the Secret Service. He'll supply everybody with throwing axes and knives and guns and everything else. So Rebel Jack said he took that one because he knew no one would want to be treasury.
No, and you know what? I think he could do it well. He said he's never been in debt, which is good. I mean, that's hard for most people to say. I mean, a lot of people nowadays just live in debt.
Oh yeah, man! I'll tell you what, the greatest day of my life was when I got out of debt. Let me tell you.
Squash. Oh man, that sounds like
a
horrible job. Oh man, no.
All right. Well, listen, we're going to have to shut it off. I've got some stuff I've got to go do. Just came up concerning Nugget. So it may take me a little while to do that. We've been on for an hour and 11 minutes. We've done very good. So I want to thank everybody for being here. I can't mention you all. Tony Patriot, Lisa Leto, Linda Horner, Squash Mods Live, 12B Georgia, Rebel Jack, Lisa Leto, Patty Toth White, Linda Horner, Jeff Brandow, Margot Dalgreen, DM the Mod, my dear friend, Linda Horner, Harley's G-Gar, Jeff Brandow. Let's see if I can catch a couple more I haven't seen. Rebel Jack, Miss Mary. People, we want to thank you for being here. Y'all made it a success today. And we're going to keep coming back every Friday at 3 p.m. So come on in and check us out. Hang in there, Tigger. Good to see you. And we're going to do this every Friday at 3 p.m. and every Sunday at 8 p.m. It'll be Dangerous Deplorables. We want to thank you for being here. And I'm going to say goodbye. And I'm going to let Ron take us out of here.
Okay. I want to say this. This is a very blessed time we're in. And with this Christmas, I've felt the emotions change in our country. Mm-hmm. The thing I've got to say, I brought this up in my last safety topic too. There's a lot of people that get depressed during this time and they like to drink. And I mean, I like to drink. You like to drink. But do not go out and drink and drive. And I'm going to say if you see somebody swerving in front of you, and it doesn't have to be drunk. You can see this with distracted drivers too. People texting on their phones. They're just too preoccupied to be paying attention to what they're doing. If you see somebody like that, you either stay well behind them or get ahead of them and stay ahead of them.
Right.
But don't be around them because I have seen people cross 3 lanes and cause an accident. So basically, Merry Christmas. Stay safe. Stay armed, please, all of you.
Keep your powder dry, as Fred Knott would say.
Oh, yes.
All right, so people, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you Sunday morning. Well, I'll see you tonight at 8. And then I'll see you Sunday morning at 11 for Bible study. Dangerous Freedom and I will be here Sunday night at 8 p.m. But before I go, you have to remember DM DeMod will be on tomorrow night with History B at 9 p.m. Sunday, you have Alex at 7.
I will be there. I promise not to cut.
Let's check out those people and make sure everybody gets a thumbs up. I love you. I'm going to get out of here. We're going to end this broadcast, and I want everybody to have a great day. 3%. There you go, brother. God bless, and everybody have a great day. Thanks for being here.